Underwood, you come near me so that it would appear as if I have a colleague. I don't want to look like I'm the only one. No one wants to be in my function.
Maybe want everyone else.
Yeah. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Wow, it's so good to see everyone this afternoon. I knew that you were going to be coming from school, so I said, okay, we've got to have snacks. They're going to be hungry, they're going to be thirsty, they're going to be tired. But, you know, I really looked forward to this because it's been, I think, for some of you, it's been 4 years since we have seen each other. But before I start this program, I want to introduce my colleague, my very good colleague, very supportive, who is here with me, Senator Frank Uggan Jr. I also want to introduce our board members who are here with us today, and we have Ms. Lucia Nicholas, who's the Vice Chair. We have Mrs. Gutierrez. Whoa, okay, we still we have Mr. Ken Chargala, another. We have Dr. Jose Cruz. Thank you, Dr. Cruz. And of course, we have our superintendent here with us. And I thank I once again thank all of you for coming here and getting down here as fast as you can. This month, October, is the National Month for School Principals, and it's the 1 month out of the year where we honor you principals as school leaders. And you know what? This really should be every month with a kind of responsibilities that all of you carry. You know, I have told people before that as parents, as a parent of 3 children, I had a tough time with 3 children. But with each of you, you have hundreds and some thousands for whom you are responsible every day that you open that school. And so I commend you. I thank you on behalf of the people of Guam. Boy, I could hardly believe that I'm really thanking you on behalf of the people of Guam. But this is really from the heart, because if there's anyone who knows what you go through every day, I can say that, yes, I do know what you go through every day. Whether it is to make sure that the kids get off the bus from the time they get off from the bus, or when the parents bring them in, making sure that you have enough staff, you have enough supervision, and sometimes, you know, flu season comes and you just don't have enough teachers. You might need one-to-one school aides, and you're calling special ed, you're calling each other, can you help me with this, can you send? I just know what it's all about. When typhoons come, do we still have to make sure that our schools are open? And do we still have to supervise and provide supervision for those who need shelter? Well, that's all part of it. And a lot of times we just take it for granted because you do your job so well. And you have been doing your job so well over the past 4 years. It's incredible what DOE has been able to do. We no longer are shutting schools. We no longer are scurrying around. At least it doesn't appear that way, you know. But I'm sure that the challenges continue. I'm sure that as much as you want, you know, to have your funds readily available, like for example, the Salapi Principat, you know, sometimes there are those administrative stuff that would get in the way, right? So, on behalf of the people of Guam, again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for stepping up, for being willing to provide that leadership, for being willing to carry that heavy, heavy responsibility of making sure that hundreds of kids are taken care of, that they're safe, that they have a learning environment that is conducive for learning and teaching, and that, you know what, they're happy. that we provide a place where kids want to run to school and then would want to be in that environment. So without further ado, I would like to also ask my colleague if there's anything you would like to say to our leaders.
Thank you very much. From a former superintendent to someone who aspired and got a Ph.D. and then now is serving as senator, what more can I add? You know, she literally sat in John's shoe a few years back, and she was able to work and to facilitate some of the activities and the requirements in the school. You know, from our perspective, sometimes it's always a challenge in terms of looking at resources, because every single year in the last 5 to 6 years, there's been an incremental adjustment in the budget that is allocated to the Department of Education. But even that we recognize is not enough. And for that, I wanted from this particular perspective, not only share that we recognize is not enough, but in the same token, you make it work. You take what is given to you through the support of the Board of Education members, through the support of Mr. Fernandez, as well as your other administrators downtown. You take what is given to you and you make it work for our children out there. And for me, education is always paramount as it applies to the Department of Education, but also another aspect is the safety of our kids in the schools. So those are two major responsibilities that you all have every single day during the school year. And I just want to also, in addition to the chairperson's statements, thank you all very much for all you do every single day. And sometimes you probably go home feeling unappreciated, but please understand that we are here. We will continue to try to support you as much as we possibly can. Thank you again, everyone.
And I also would like to introduce Senator Mary Camacho Torres. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm tardy, but I was tending to a little kid. But I just thought it was important to come here because I want to say Suzuis Masi. I know that in addition to teaching, you also parent. And you also help parents become teachers. So your role is dual, and we acknowledge that and we appreciate that. I have a daughter who was also a teacher at one point. She went on to be a lawyer, and she's now doing education from that perspective as well. But I just join my colleagues here in saying Suzuis Masi, and words can't express really how much we respect what you do as a profession, but also what you do as human beings to help raise our children on Guam. So thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you're still.
Senator Underwood, again, and Senator Torres, we truly appreciate taking the time to honor our principals. We know from research that the principalship position is a very lonely position, but the board is committed to work collaboratively and in partnership with the superintendent to make sure that you get supported, not one time, not 5 minutes, all the time. So we applaud your efforts, principals. Please keep up the good work that you do and hang in there. It's a tough job, but you're doing a really good job and we're all proud of your accomplishments. Thank you.
Superintendent.
I was going to decline because of my voice, but I was inspired sitting near Mr. Chargalev, who on the day of his oral surgery was able to give 20 minutes at Harvard Truman. And I said, if he can do it, I'm going to try. You know, I had a chance to do this before, but over the last couple of days, in fact, I was able to explain my theory of management from the superintendent's level. And I told, and I said that how can I guarantee and assure parents that our children are going to get an education, a good education, that our children are safe, that our employees are safe, if I can't rely on the administrators who are representatives of our board, of our management team at the school sites? How can we do that if we can't guarantee that we have strong, effective leaders who are there at the school to be the eyes and ears of all of these elected officials, all of these appointed officials, and myself, to let us know what our children need, what our teachers need, what our staff need, to be able to make it work when you don't have the resources you need. But you're there to be the backbone of our department and ensuring that we are doing our job at the school level. So not just at the central office and not just at the legislature in terms of trying to find the ways to give you support, but you are our guarantee to the community that what we're trying to do is going to work. And so when you hear from the board, when you hear from me, whether it's encouragement, whether it's sometimes guidance or reminders of things we need to do, what it is a signal that you are the most important facet of our management approach, which is school-based, in touch with our parents, in touch with our students, in touch with our community. And that's what you mean to me, and that's, it's not the central office in our schools. You are the representatives of everyone here before you at the school sites, and you carry that burden every day. And I'm sure you lose your voice like this every now and then because of the work and the hours you have to put in. And I want to let you know that on behalf of myself, the management team at the deputy levels, their divisions, the board and senators, I do appreciate everything that you do for the department and for our island. So thank you very much.
A resolution from the 33rd, wait, watch it because I might trip here and fall down. This is kind of uneven because it has okay, so we would like to present this. I was going to say, you don't want me to fall on you. Okay. Okay, so this is a resolution relative to recognizing and commending the hardworking school principals of the Guam Department of Education on the occasion of National Principals Month, and to further extending a sincere Dångkolo na sijuus maasi to each of them for their daily commitment to provide safe and healthy learning environment for our students in the Guam public school system. And I'm going to ask my colleagues to read. Parts. It's very important because it honors. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I know. Oh, okay. That's why I need assistance planning.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Humanitarian Antitrust, Nerissa and Guahan. Whereas the National Association of Secondary School Principals and the National Association of Elementary School Principals have declared the month of October as National Principals Month. And whereas school principals are educational leaders who nurture, sustain, and advocate for the success of all students and instructional programs by facilitating the development, articulation, implementation, and stewardship of a vision of learning that is shared and supported by the school community. And whereas school principals are educational leaders who promote the success of all students, faculty, and staff by embracing a school culture conducive to student learning and the professional growth of faculty and staff. And whereas school principals manage the organization, operations, and resources of their schools to provide for a safe, efficient, and effective learning environment. And whereas school principals collaborate with families and community members to respond to daily community issues and needs affecting educational success and to recruit services to address the diversity of student needs. And
whereas school principals act professionally with integrity, fairness, and ethical standards, and whereas school principals understand, respond to, and influence larger political, social, economic, legal, and cultural issues that affect education, and whereas school principals improve instructional practices through the fair and purposeful observation and evaluation of teachers and staff, and whereas the Guam Department of Education school principals who are recognized and commended for school year 2015 to 2016 include Janice Chargaloff, Hannah Gutierrez, Derek Santos, Clarina White Paulino, Agnes Guerrero, Nancy Diaz, Julie Mendiola, Raniel Ronan, Christine Terlahi, Daisy Ramirez, Melissa De Limo, Darlene Castro, Carolyn Diaz Camacho, Anthony H. Cepeda, Beverly San Augustine, Natasha Dela Cruz, Geraldine Cajado, Geraldine Pablo, Dr. Asher D. Rossetti, Tricia Moylan, Jermaine M.I. Castro, Dr. Lisa Cooper Nurse, John Wesolowski, Rebecca Perez, Evangeline Iglesias, James Petit, Patrick Egrubai, Robert G. Martinez, Michael G. Meno, Dwayne Montanonia, Naomi Taitingfung, Jim S. Regis, Dexter Pulo, Linda Hernandez Avila, Dr. Barbara R. Adamos, Begonia S. Flores, Carla Masnayan, Rosalind F. Meeks, Sophia Duenas, and Eleuterio J. Mesa. Now therefore be it, and you will do resolve.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now be it resolved that the Committee of Rules of the Tres de Legislatura en Guam does hereby, on behalf of Legislatura en Guam and the people of Guam, recognize and commend the sorry, this is really hard. Okay, let me take this off. The hardworking school principals of the Guam Department of Education on the occasion of the National Principals Month, and thus further extend a sincere Dångkolo to each of them for their daily commitment to provide a safe and healthy learning environment for our students in the Guam Public School System. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Peter Alexis Sada, Chairman of the Guam Education Board, to John Fernandez, Superintendent, Guam Department of Education, and to the Honorable Edward J. B. Calvo, Governor of Guam. Duly and regularly adopted by the Committee on Rules of Iminat 33 na Legislatura en Guam, the 14th day of October, 2015. Whew, okay. Congratulations. Yes, and we're going to call them up. They each will have their and you can all right, if we can have our superintendent and our board members come up. We're going to do it fast. It's like graduation. You know how we, and if you can just, and everyone just, okay, just, yeah, right? Stay in place. Okay, so you give me, you give me the ones that are. Okay, so I present here, so maybe everyone else will go down that way so they can go down this way. You know, we should have practiced this, right? We should have asked for your suggestion on how to do this. Okay, so we'll start with Hannah Gutierrez. You have to Yeah, and then you know how graduation is. Thank you. Karina Polino. Agnes Guerrero. I love it. This is like congratulations. I know, right? Okay. Nancy Diaz. So I think that when we're done, okay, we should do this because we're going to have a group picture maybe up here. Hello? You guys can stand up here behind. Okay. Oh, Nancy. Okay. Okay, thank you. Love you. Ranel Ranan.
Our funding for pre-K.
Yes.
Yay. Christine Terlahi.
Oh, yeah. Got on TV.
I know, right? We're on TV.
Woohoo.
Daisy Ramirez. Melissa D. Limo. And you thought you're going to stand up there. There you go. Darlene Castro. There's Darlene. Hey, there's hardly any classes because they're all up here. Anthony Cepeda. Tony.
Yeah, right.
Natasha De La Cruz. Geraldine Pablo. Dr. Asher D. Rossetti. Congratulations. Tricia Moylan.
Valedictorian.
Like valedictorian.
Your picture.
Jermaine Castro. Hey, they're teasing you. Whoa, see, that's what I mean.
I got you.
John Vasilowski. Evangeline Iglesias. Hey, Evangeline. James Petit.
I got you. I'm here to applaud you.
Like I'm the one that's Thank you. Hey, no, no, come on, man.
Hurry up, Robert.
No, we okay.
Hardy. Hardy, hurry up.
Side profile.
Wayne meant to know him. Naomi having phone. Okay, Naomi. Okay, we can do a Jim S. Rages.
He wants another one. Another one. More.
Dr. Barbara R. Adams. Rosalind F. Lee. Last but not least. Okay. You have to go down the line. And it's like graduation. Okay, now we sing.
You want one?
Okay. So now we'll just have to take a picture. Everyone be seated.